Good evening and welcome to this May 14th, 2024 City Council meeting. This meeting is hereby called to order. Please join me and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please call the roll?
McHale. Budmetz.
Present.
O'Brien.
Here.
Veneziano.
Here.
Reyes.
Here.
Kohler.
Present.
With 6 present and 1 absent, there is a quorum. However, I do have here a request for remote attendance. And Alderperson Boucher is prevented from attending the meeting in person this evening due to personal illness and has requested to attend the meeting remotely pursuant to Section 2-114 of the City Code. As such, at this time, I would like to call for a motion to permit Alderman Boucher to attend this evening's meeting remotely. Is there such a motion? Thank you, Alderman O'Brien for the first and Alderman Budmetz for the second. Is there any discussion regarding the motion? All right, seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Budmetz.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
With 6 in favor and none opposed, Alderperson Boucher is permitted to attend remotely. Alderperson Boucher will be able to participate in the meeting in the same capacity as those members physically present and will be called and counted for any vote taken during the meeting. Alderperson Boucher, are you able to hear us? Okay, I heard yes, I can hear you. Do we want to increase the volume so that the rest of the council can hear Alderman Boucher?
Does that work better?
Yes, that works much better. Thank you. So now that we've confirmed that Alderman Boucher is present with us remotely, we can continue with our agenda this evening. And the first item of business after that item is to approve minutes from 2 previous meetings. The first is our April 16th, 2024 Committee of the Whole meeting. I need a motion to approve these minutes.
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman McHale for the first and Alderman Kohler for the second. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions to the minutes? Okay, seeing none, the question is, shall the minutes be approved? Will the clerk please call the roll?
O'Brien.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Boucher.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Budmetz.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and unopposed, these minutes are approved. For the April 23rd, 2024 City Council meeting, we also have a pair of minutes for these. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman O'Brien for the first
Second.
and Alderman McHale for the second. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions to the minutes? Hearing none, the question is, shall the minutes be approved? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Veneziano.
Yes.
Boucher.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
Budmetz.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, these meeting minutes are approved. There is no mayor's report this evening. Are there any ward reports? Yes, Alderman McHale.
2 things real quick. I just wanted to thank city staff again for coming to Plum Grove Junior High's WOW Day. I was looking up the date. I can't remember when it was, but it was a couple weeks ago. The social services department was represented, the city manager's office, assistant city manager. It was a really nice show of the city staff, and thank you very much. My second thing is we have a street reconstruction meeting coming up on May 16th. That's this Thursday at 5:30 p.m. at 5404 Silent Brook Lane. For the residents that are affected by the street reconstruction program or reconstruction happening this year, affecting Silent Brook Lane, Mill Creek Lane, and part of Groveside. And you can reach out to any one of us if you have any issues or would like to discuss further. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman McHale. Are there any other ward reports this evening? All right. Hearing none, typically we would then move to open up the floor for the public. However, there are no signatories on this evening's City Council meeting sign-in sheet. So we will move on to our pending ordinances, beginning with item A, ordinance number 24-22, to amend the city code in order to increase the number of Class B1 liquor licenses and reduce the number of Class D1 liquor licenses issued in the city of Rolling Meadows for Rolling Meadows Shell Mart Incorporated at 2200 Algonquin Road in for second reading. Is there a motion to adopt this ordinance? Thank you, Alderman Kohler for the first.
Second.
And Alderman Reyes for the second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the question is, shall the ordinance be adopted? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Boucher,
yes,
Reyes,
Yes.
Kohler,
Yes.
McHale,
Yes.
Bud Matts,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, this ordinance is adopted. For item B, ordinance number 24-23 to amend the 2024 compensation plan for certain city employees not subject to collective bargaining in for second reading. Is there a motion to adopt this ordinance?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman McHale for the first
Second.
and Alderman O'Brien for the second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the question is, shall the ordinance be adopted? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reyes,
Yes.
Kohler,
Yes.
McHale,
Yes.
Bud Matts,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Veneziano,
Yes.
Boucher.
yes,
With 7 in favor and none opposed, this ordinance is adopted. This brings us to our consent ordinances. There has been a request from city staff to remove items C and D to request a waiver of first reading. Aside from C and D, does any alderperson wish to remove any other item from the consent agenda for ordinances? Seeing none, the question is, or the chair declares in order for one motion to consider the 4 ordinances in one motion without debate. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Kohler for the first and Alderman Veneziano for the second. The following consent ordinances consist of item E, ordinance number 24-00 to amend the municipal code concerning connections to the city's water, storm, and sanitary sewer utilities and for first reading. Item F, ordinance number 24-00 to grant a text amendment to the zoning ordinance for residential driveway width and garage door width in for first reading. Item G, ordinance number 24-00 to grant a variation of the minimum rear and side yard setbacks for the property at 4441 Denny Court, Fitzgerald, in for first reading. And item H, ordinance number 24-00 to grant a special use for a drive-through at 1501 Algonquin Road, Citibank, in for first reading. The question is, shall the ordinances be moved forward for second reading? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Kohler,
Yes.
McHale,
Yes.
Bud Matts,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Veneziano,
Yes.
Boucher,
yes,
Reyes.
Yes.
Sorry, jumped the gun there. With 7 in favor and none opposed, these ordinances will be moved forward for second reading. As mentioned earlier, staff is asking for a waiver of first reading for item C so the ordinance can be approved this evening. Is there an alderperson willing to make a motion for waiving the first reading of this ordinance?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman McKeel for the first and Alderman O'Brien for the second. This is ordinance number 24-24 to approve a property tax levy abatement. Is there a motion to consider the ordinance for first reading? I'm sorry. The motion that we have before here is to waive first reading. And is there any discussion regarding the waiver of first reading? All right, seeing none, the question is, shall the first reading be waived for first reading and move on to the second? Will the clerk please call the roll?
McHale,
Yes.
Bud Matts,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Veneziano,
Yes.
Boucher,
yes,
Reyes,
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, we now have the ordinance before us for the second reading. Is there an alderman who's willing to consider the approval of ordinance number 24-24?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman O'Brien for the first,
Second.
and thank you, Alderman McHale for the second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the question is, shall the ordinance be approved? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Bud Matts,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Veneziano,
Yes.
Boucher,
yes,
Reyes,
Yes.
Kohler,
Yes.
McHale.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, this ordinance is adopted. This brings us to item D, ordinance number 24-25, to approve the amendments to the agreement establishing the Solid Waste Agency of Northern Cook County as a municipal joint action agency and to the bylaws of the Solid Waste Agency of Northern Cook County. We have a request here for the waiver of first reading. Is there a motion to waive first reading?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman McHale for the first and Alderman O'Brien for the second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the question is, shall this ordinance be moved forward for second reading? Will the clerk please call the roll?
O'Brien,
Yes.
Veneziano,
Yes.
Boucher,
yes,
Reyes,
Yes.
Kohler,
Yes.
McHale,
Yes.
Bud Matts.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, the ordinance will be moved forward for second reading. And to that, is there a motion to approve the same ordinance?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Veneziano for the first,
Second?
and Alderman Reyes for the second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the question is, shall the ordinance be adopted? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Veneziano,
Yes.
Boucher,
yes,
Reyes,
Yes.
Kohler,
Yes.
McHale,
Yes.
Bud
Yes.
Matts,
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, this ordinance is adopted. This now brings us to new business and item I, which is to approve our payment of bills on warrant for May 14th, 2024. Is there a motion to approve the warrant?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Veneziano for the first and Alderman Kohler for the second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the question is, shall the warrant be approved? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Boucher,
yes,
Reyes,
Yes.
Kohler,
Yes.
McHale,
Yes.
Bud Matts,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and unopposed, the warrant is approved. The next item on our agenda are our consent resolutions, which consist of 3 items, items J through L. Is there any alderperson that wishes to remove any item from the consent agenda for resolutions? Hearing none, the chair declares in order for one motion to consider the 3 resolutions without debate. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman O'Brien for the first and Alderman McHale for the second. We have before us item J, resolution number 24-R-52, to appoint director and alternate directors as city representative to the Solid Waste Agency of Northern Cook County, SWANC. Item K, resolution number 24-R-53, to authorize signatures on a local public agency engineering services agreement and a joint funding agreement for federally funded PE right-of-way for the Algonquin-New Wilkie Intersection Improvement Project. And item L, resolution number 24-R-54, to approve an amended plan of operation and governance for the electrical aggregation program. The question is, shall the resolutions be adopted? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reyes,
Yes.
Kohler,
Yes.
McHale,
Yes.
Bud Matts,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Veneziano,
Yes.
Boucher.
yes,
With 7 in favor and none opposed, these resolutions are adopted. At this time, this brings the council to other business and reports. We have 2 mayoral appointments this evening to the Capital Projects Committee. Before us are Alderperson Nick Budmatz and Steve Hollish. Is there a motion to approve the reappointments? Thank you, Alderman Kohler for the first,
Second.
and thank you, Alderman Veneziano for the second. Is there any discussion regarding the appointments? Seeing none, the question is, shall the reappointments be approved? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Kohler,
Yes.
McHale,
Yes.
Bud Matts,
Present.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Veneziano,
Yes.
Boucher,
yes,
Reyes.
Yes.
With 6 in favor and none opposed, the reappointments are approved. At this time, we also have 3 proclamations this evening. I'm going to begin with our first, which is Bicycle Month. And regarding Bicycle Month, we have the entire month of May 2024. And for that, I will be seated here and proclaim that for more than a century, the bicycle has been an important part of the lives of many Americans. And whereas the month of May has been celebrated for over 65 years as National Bicycle Month, promoted by the League of American Bicyclists and celebrated in communities from coast to coast, and whereas millions of Americans engage in bicycling because it is an environmentally favorable form of transportation, as well as an excellent form of recreation and physical activity, and whereas the bicycle offers a clean, quiet, affordable, and healthy alternative to automobile commuting, and whereas Rolling Meadows Road and Trail System attracts bicyclists each year, providing economic health, transportation, tourism, and scenic benefits, and whereas creating a bicycling-friendly community has been shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, growing the economy, attracting tourism dollars, improving traffic safety, supporting student learning outcomes, and reducing pollution, congestion, and wear and tear on our streets and roads. And whereas the City of Rolling Meadows is promoting greater public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education in an effort to reduce collisions, injuries, and fatalities, and to improve health and safety for everyone on the road. Now, therefore, I, Lara Sonoyka, Mayor of the City of Rolling Meadows, with the support of the City Council, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Rolling Meadows Bicycle Month, and I encourage all residents to use the bicycle safely for transportation and recreation. The next proclamation that we have this evening is regarding Public Works Week, which will be from May 19th to May 22nd, 2024. And with that, I would like to be joined by our Director of Public Works, Aaron Groskopf. We'll go front and center together. Pardon me if I'm... That's it. Pardon me if I'm just a little bit out of breath here. This is advancing the quality of life for all, Director Groskopf. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, emergency management, and services that are of vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities, and the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the City of Rolling Meadows. And whereas these infrastructures, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are federally mandated first responders, and the engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for building, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children in the City of Rolling Meadows to gain knowledge and maintain ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works first responders and public works programs in their respective communities. And whereas the year 2024 marks the 64th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association and Canadian Public Works Association, now therefore be it resolved that I, Lara Sonoyka, Mayor, do hereby designate the week May 19th to the 25th, 2024 as National Public Works Week. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life. Thank you very much. And last but not least, May is also Mental Health Awareness Month, and for that we'll have our Director of Human Services, Nidali Nieves. We'll have you receive the proclamation on behalf of the City of Rolling Meadows. This measure would recognize May 2024 as Mental Health Awareness Month in Rolling Meadows to enhance public awareness of mental health and dispel the stigma surrounding it. Whereas half of the population will experience some type of mental health challenge over the course of a lifetime. And whereas the need for comprehensive, coordinated, and trauma-informed mental health services for children, youth, young adults, and families in our community is a critical responsibility. And whereas mental health challenges affect both the person experiencing mental health challenges and those persons who care and love the person facing the challenge. And whereas every day millions of people face stigma related to mental health and feel isolated and alone, going years before receiving any help. And whereas recovery can and does happen, and all residents of Rolling Meadows should know that support and help is available regardless of any individual situation. And whereas the City of Rolling Meadows Department of Human Services, through its unique approach to serving our residents by providing comprehensive, trauma-informed mental health treatment and case management that fosters healing, and whereas creating a community where everyone feels comfortable reaching out for the support they deserve is crucial to ending the stigma around mental health. And whereas the City of Rolling Meadows, the City Council, and the Mayor wish to enhance public awareness of mental health now, therefore, be it that I, Lara Sonoika, Mayor of the City of Rolling Meadows, hereby recognize May 2024 as Mental Health Awareness Month. Thank you. And with that, do we have any clerk reports this evening?
No, not tonight.
At this time, this brings us to city staff reports. And as a reminder, there are no discussions during staff reports. For our community items of interest, I will defer to City Manager Rob Sabo.
Thank you, Mayor. City Council, please save the date for the Public Works Open House scheduled for this Saturday, May 18th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The event will be held at the Rolling Meadows Public Works Facility at 3900 Birdnick Street. This family-friendly event will feature a touch-a-truck for kids, facility tours, demonstrations, and free food while supplies last. This is a great opportunity for residents to learn about the many things our Public Works Department does 24/7, 365 to serve our community. This Friday, May 17th, from 5:30 a.m. to noon, the Rolling Meadows the Rolling Meadows Police Department will be participating in the Illinois Special Olympics Cop on a Rooftop at the Dunkin' Donuts at 3350 Kirchhoff Road. Join the fun and say hello while you grab your donut and cup of joe. Proceeds from all purchases will help the athletes of the Special Olympics in Illinois. Calling all veterans who are interested in riding or walking in the upcoming Rolling Meadows parades for Memorial Day on May 25th or on the 4th of July. Join your fellow service members to walk or ride in an impressive white trolley which has been reserved for both dates. To sign up, please contact Assistant to the City Manager Lori Cizak at 847-870-9005. The city's new event, Bites and Beats on Kirchhoff, kicks off on May 22nd. Join your neighbors in the evenings on the fourth Wednesday of each month from May through September for tunes and good eats. Grab a bite from a flock of food trucks while tuning into a blend of eclectic musicians. The city-sponsored event will be held on the grounds of Community Church at 2720 Kirchhoff Road, and we thank them for the partnership. Musical guests for May include the Northwest Concert Band and Maracú Jazz, music inspired from Brazil. For more information, visit the city's website at cityrm.org. Planning for this year's 4th of July festivities is underway. The city is currently accepting applications from groups, businesses, and individuals that want to participate in the city's 4th of July parade, which will be held on Thursday, July 4th at 11:30 a.m. along Owl Lane. Applications to participate are due by Friday, June 21st, and there is no fee. For more information, visit the city's website at cityrm.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Manager Sabo. We also have our April 2024 new business report. It is in the agenda packet and available online for those watching at home. If council has any questions, please contact Business Development Manager Martha Corner. We also have our May 21st, 2024 Committee of the Whole draft agenda, which is available in the packet. And I will also defer to City Manager Rob Sabo for a preview of that agenda.
Thank you, Mayor. 3 items are included in the draft agenda. The first item is a review and discussion with the council about the city's 10-year road program and funding review. This is a discussion after the city conducted a thorough review of the conditions of our asphalt streets and concrete streets throughout the community, to have a conversation about how we handle our capital planning looking out ahead over the next 10 years. The second item is a discussion and review of the city's video gaming and video gaming cafe and video gaming accessory licenses, and to discuss proposed modifications in the way that those video gaming establishments operate here in our community. And lastly, a discussion and review of the city's tobacco, vape, and CBD shop regulations, as well as consideration of some new regulations based on various products that are being sold in the market.
Thank you, City Manager Sabo. We also have the May 28th, 2024 City Council draft agenda. Again, I will defer to you to provide a preview for the council.
Thank you. At this time, the draft agenda for the May 28th meeting includes only the second readings from the items which were approved this evening, requiring a second reading. Also, just as a note, the consideration of a Class GA liquor license for a video gaming accessory for Los Dos Pollos, which was postponed from the April 23rd meeting, is scheduled for consideration at that May 28th meeting. The agenda itself is in draft form and is subject to be updated and will be posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act prior to that meeting date. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, are there any matters that are not on the agenda this evening that any council member would wish to discuss? Yes, Alderman Veneziano.
Thank you. So for Ward 4 and Ward 5 residents, just a reminder that graduation for Rolling Meadows High School and Sandburg will be on May 22nd. They're about an hour and a half apart. So if you can avoid that area, I will defer to Chief Nowacki on what the plan is for traffic control. But just to give the residents a heads up, there will be a bit of traffic congestion in that area that evening. So Chief, if you can kind of give us a heads up on what to expect.
Sure, thank you very much. We have been working with the schools, and I know the schools, District 15 and District 214 have been communicating. I know for the Carl Sandburg, they're actually doing some overflow parking over at St. Colette's, and we will have 4 of the school SROs out there monitoring traffic. Also, patrol will be out there. So, like I said, obviously there should be plenty of parking if those, like I said, overflow parking spots are utilized. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other matters not on the agenda?
Mayor,
Yes, Alderman Boucher.
I would just like to thank Dr. Nieves for an exceptional Human Services Day on Saturday. There was a great turnout from the community, and it was thank you, Chief, for barbecuing. It was really a wonderful event. So I just wanted to congratulate her and the team on getting that put together.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to entertain a motion to go into closed session under Section 2C5 of the Open Meetings Act regarding purchase or lease of property, and under Section 2C21 of the Open Meetings Act regarding the review of closed session minutes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Alderman Kohler for the first and Alderman McHale for the second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the question is, shall we enter into closed session? Will the clerk please call the roll?
McHale.
Yes.
Bud Matts.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Veneziano.
Yes.
Boucher.
Yes.
Reyes.
Yes.
Kohler.
Yes.
With 7 in favor and none opposed, we will now enter into closed session. The audience and press are advised that we do not anticipate taking any action upon returning to open session. Thank you.